Working all night and still getting these kids to school on time? Well, watch this. In this video, I am sharing exactly how I prepare my kids for school right after working all night. Well, the good thing about working nights from home is that I don't have to rush through traffic to get here, to then get them ready to get to go to school. So that is a bonus, and I am truly grateful for that. Another thing is my husband at night before he goes to bed prepares half of their school lunch, and then I prepare the rest in the morning. So if I have to warm up any food or cut any of the fruit, I do that in the morning before we leave for school. So he normally sets their lunch boxes with their Sistema, you know, their lunch bags with their lunch boxes, and he'll put out like the dry snacks if there's like cookies or chips or anything like that. He'll put that out, and then I take care of the rest in the morning. It sounds like a little, but it actually helps a lot. Also, makes sure that their water bottles are all full and ready to go, and he has them in the fridge. So in the morning time, I normally cut up the strawberries, the pineapple, and the grapes, and get any last minute requests for lunch. Sometimes we have it planned the night before what they're going to take for lunch, and then they'll change their mind in the morning, and that's okay because we have time. One thing that we don't do as often as we should is definitely prepare their clothes from the night before, especially in these colder months where we have to start getting ready about 10 minutes earlier now, that we have to put on heavier jackets, mitts, gloves, and sometimes snow pants. And these boots, yeah, they're always going to struggle with the boots. So we start getting dressed to leave. We start getting ready to leave the house 10 minutes earlier. So I usually like to, as soon as I'm done work, I usually have sometimes a couple of minutes to myself. Then I'll just get myself together and get dressed and then go downstairs. Most of the time they're up already. Yeah, most of the time they're up already. Rarely do they sleep in. So, yeah. So once they're up, they know they have to make up their bed. Then we head downstairs and I make them breakfast, which is either oatmeal if they want grilled cheese, if they want hot chocolate, if they want pancakes, or not the pancakes, what's the other one? Waffles. Sometimes they want soup, whatever it is, I get that together. Once they're eating, I quickly head upstairs to put their clothes out if it hasn't been done from the night before. This helps with that. These boys are very energetic. So once they've finished their food, they want to be up playing somersaulting. And I'm like, no, playing. All of a sudden, they want to play. No, we don't have time for that. After I've laid out their clothes, usually they're finished eating, then I like to um, wash up whatever I can, and then we head upstairs. They brush their teeth and get ready, get ready to go to school. A tiny routine that helps is they know that once they have finished their food and I'm upstairs, it's time to go upstairs. Put your plate in the sink. It's time. Just as soon as you finished your breakfast, head on upstairs and let's get ready for school. Oh, another thing that is done the night before is any homework and they have, well, my older son has an agenda that needs to be signed every day. So my husband makes sure that's signed. And sometimes there's extra homework that needs to be signed. So he makes sure that's signed and the agenda is put back in my son's bag so he doesn't forget it. So anything that has to be signed, any homework, we always make sure that's done the night before. Once they have finished putting on their clothes, they know they've already brushed their teeth. Now they know they have to brush their hair. Brush their hair. Then they head back downstairs. Once they head back downstairs, I like to go over anything that needs to be brought back to school, any permission forms. Sometimes the school asks for little like Kleenex, extra tissue. What do they ask for sometimes? Like random stuff. We just go through. We have a little calendar we put on our fridge. If it is library day, we make sure we're returning the books that they took out last week. If it is gym, I always double check and ask them if they have their gym shoes at school. There has been times where they've brought home the shoe and then there's nothing there and they're in boots. They're in boots right now. They're going to school in boots, so I don't want them to miss out on gym just because they forgot their shoes. So we do have the school does send home a calendar, and we know it's if it's day one, day five, what's going to happen. So that does help us a lot. Once they are also getting ready, that's when I will start to get my stuff ready, especially if I have to make a stop after I drop them off to school. So if I'm going to go to the gym, I have to make sure I got my earpods and my towels or anything I need in the for the gym in my gym bag. And I do that while they're getting ready. I don't once I lay out their clothes, they're pretty good at putting on their clothes. I don't have to, even for my younger one, I don't have to monitor that. But a habit that they do have, and it's fine. They do come to me, not the older one, mostly the younger one. Once he's put on his clothes, and he comes to me to make sure he's put on everything right, which is fine. Which is fine, and he does do that. So, and then I'll tell him, most of the time there's a shirt or sweater that's on backwards, right? And then I remind him to turn it around. Now, when we're transitioning from the summer months to fall, that is the hardest time to get them to wear the clothes that are appropriate for the weather, right? Because they're still in summer mode and they don't want summer mode to go away, right? That those mornings are really difficult. My son, both of them are really good at asking or looking at my phone, what's the weather going to be today? Does that mean it's going to be hot? Does that mean it's going to be cold? Is there snow coming? Is it raining? Yeah, we got to do that because what's happening is the weather is changing, but they still want to be in t-shirts. And the more that they're in t-shirts in the colder weather is the more time I have to spend at the doctor's office. You, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So as the weather changes, and now we're into basically December, now they know they have to layer up and they know what their layers are. And they know the final layer is going to be usually a thicker, like waffle shirt from, like I get them at Old Navy or H&M. And they have to have some type of sweater on after that. Yeah, because it's cold. And I don't know what these classrooms are. I don't know what they're doing. But I want my children to have the appropriate clothing when they go to school. Yes, are we teaching them to make sure if you take off a layer, make sure you come back home with everything? Yes. Is one doing better than the other? Absolutely. Okay. But these are things that we have to drill in them every single day. So when we go to pick them up, do you have everything? Do you have your water bottle? Well, that's one thing that's always left at school. Do you have your water bottle and do you have all your clothes? Okay. Are you coming home with the stuff that you left with? Okay. So over the years, yes, we've lost several hoodies. Yeah, yeah, we have. Okay. So we want to make sure that they're coming home with all of the clothes that they left with. So in the morning time, again, they're very good at seeing what the weather is like. Now, once we get into the height of winter and it's like minus 21, they don't bother to ask anymore. They know they're wearing their their winter jacket and their snow pants and their boots. It doesn't even they don't even ask. They just know it's cold. Okay, they just know it's cold. Once we start to hit like the April Mayish, right, where they're still kind of wearing like they're wearing more like rain boots. They're still layering their clothes, but maybe not as heavy, right? That's when they start to look at the weather. Once we hit May, we start to get into the like the spring jackets. You know, it rains a lot, so our rain boots and maybe the lighter long sleeve sweaters. But that's when they'll start probably paying attention to the weather again. But in the wintertime, they just know it's cold. So it's just those transitional months, right? When we're going from, summer to fall and then fall to winter. And then they know it's going to be winter for a while. And then we get back to the spring and the spring to summer where they could be in shorts because that's what they like to be in, shorts and t-shirts. So that is how my morning routine goes after I finish my night shift to get these kids off to school. If this has helped you, or if you have any other tips, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care and God bless. Bye.